at their own 29-yard line. Wheeler in the gun. Double wides left and right. Wheeler rolling out under pressure. He's in trouble and sacked at the 25-yard line.
Good pursuit that time by Kings Mountain, and they've done a good job, as you mentioned, Rob, really attacking the ball, and in this case, attacking Wheeler on that third down play.
Tico Crocker right there on the stop. And once again, the senior, you've got to have those kids. You've got to have those seniors that have been through the battles and say, hey, I'm going to be a leader for this team. And I think Tico's going to be one of those guys this year for Kings Mountain.
And, Rob, a big key, one of the things for the Mountaineers, they have a lot of talent, but we'll see a lot of guys going both ways at times, too.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a big key for them as well.
Polk County will have to punt it away from their own 15. Kings Mountain back in midfield to receive. Big rush, and the left-footed kick is out of there, and it's taken at the 42-yard line. 45 still on his feet, breaking tackles, and finally knocked down across midfield at the Polk County 49.
The Mountaineers have, once again, excellent field position. All three possessions, they've started with a great field position, and they'll do it once again now in Polk County territory with this 15-0 lead. Rob, you talked about East Lincoln, a couple of other teams that you're thinking about in 2A this year that are going to be really talented.
I tell you what, Tim, a team that over the years have been really successful, that Carver team out of Winston-Salem is going to be a dangerous squad and certainly a team that you're going to want to keep an eye out for. You talk about some other teams in 2A that are going to be very dangerous. What about that North Rowan team? The Golden Lions, seen them. They bring back a lot of talent from last year's squad.
Yeah, they really do. They're going to be a tough team this year.
Shotgun on first down. Bell awaits the snap. Bell, quarterback keeper. He's to midfield, the 45. Still at his feet across the 40. Down to the 36. Brandon Bell.
Just ran over to an extra 6 yards, and Mountaineers are dominating early in this game offensively.
Tim, we know, Coach Greg Lloyd likes to mix it up with his offense, and I tell you what, he's got a dual threat quarterback there with Bell.
No doubt about that.
First and 10, Kings Mountain at the 36 of Polk County. Double wide left, receiver right. Bell in the gun with one back. Bell. Quick pass, right side, caught to the 30, the 25, down to the 23, and that is Xavier Johnson.
Andy, a thing I'm noticing early on, the major speed difference. Kings Mountain, with their athletes on the outside, just really blowing by this secondary of Polk County so far.
Any pressure whatsoever on Brandon Bell as he operates out of the shotgun.
So Kings Mountain, they've had 2 possessions, 2 scores, and they may be on the verge of adding a third here late in this first quarter.
Shotgun, 2 backs, double wides left, receiver to the right. Bell takes the football. Hands off up the middle across the 20 to about the 19.
That's Darian McLean, and Rob, thinking like about McLean, his feet never stop. He's always going forward. He's a north-south runner. That's what makes him tough, and he's getting better and better.
That's it, and if you're a Kings Mountain fan, you're excited because the kid's only a sophomore.
2nd and 5, Mountaineers at the 19 of Polk County. Kings Mountain already up 15-0 with 1:28 to play in the first quarter. Bell brings him up in the shotgun with double wides. Right, a receiver to the left. He's got 2 backs. Bell. Hands off, a hole up the middle, down to the 10, to the 9-yard line. That is Frederick. Dylan Frederick.
Frederick, the junior running back for the Mountaineers. And it is 1st and goal now at the 8. Under a minute to go in this first quarter. Kings Mountain kicks off their season Friday night at Hunter Huss, a place that is always not an easy place to win. And you're talking about Huss, a brand new coach, Javon McCoy, takes over for Steve Gardner after all those years.
It's going to be interesting to see how things change there as well.
Bell in the gun, keeps it to the 5. He's in the end zone, touchdown. Mountaineers, they are rolling in the first quarter in this first matchup of the Cleveland County Football Jamboree.
And they have a big lead. And by the way, that Hunter Huss Kings Mountain game will be on KTCBroadcasting.com next Friday night. And it is all Mountaineers. And as you mentioned, I think this time they're going to go for the extra point attempt to try to make it a 22-0 lead.
Ledford in to attempt the extra point. Bale will hold. Kick is up, and it is off to the left, no good.
So Kings Mountain, with 32 seconds to go in this first quarter, has, after the missed extra point, a 21-0 lead over Polk County. And there you see it. There you see the scoreboard here at Gardner-Webb University at Coach Norman Harris Field. Rob, you talked about East Lincoln. Let's talk about a couple of teams that almost met last year. One that won the state championship. We're talking about Shelby. Of course, they'll be on 1390 AM, KTCBroadcasting.com each Friday night with Jeff Jones and Brent Pascoe. And what about a team not too far up the road from there, Lincolnton, a team that struggled early, made a deep run. And what about Mr. Roseboro? We're going to see a Roseboro for Crest a little bit later on. What about Mr. Dan Roseboro, one of the top 20 recruits in the country?
I tell you what, Tim, you talk about a special football player. I've had a chance to see that kid play for a while now, and even this summer watching him at some of the 7-on-7s and watching his athletic ability is incredible for a kid his size, and very well-deserved ranking for him, as you said, not only in the state of North Carolina, but in the country for this young man.
Ledford tees it up. And again, a squib kick. Picked up by Polk County
and Tim,
at the 33.
Yeah, like we said, I think the only thing you worry about for this Kings Mountain squad right now, and this is from what we've just seen tonight, will be that kicking game. We saw him miss the extra point there. We continue to see the squib kick for this team. But, But the thing I like, guys, and we've seen it here in this first quarter, and watching on the sidelines now, that the bounce and the step that these Kings Mountain kids have right now, they're excited to be out here, and they're enjoying a football game tonight.
No doubt about it, and they've looked good early on as Polk County starts 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Shotgun, two backs, receiver to the right side. Wheeler awaits the snap, takes the football. Wheeler under pressure, rolling to his right, goes down the field, and caught at the 41-yard line.
That was Daquan Gary, the senior wide receiver, to bring it in. It'll be second and short. And that might be the final play, guys, of this first quarter tonight.
Now under 10 seconds to play. And it's not quite a first down. It's second and a couple. And that is going to do it for the first quarter. After one quarter play in game one of the Cleveland County Football Jamboree, Kings Mountain leads Polk County 21-0.
We'll come back for second quarter action. This is the Cleveland County Jamboree right here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
As what you need. Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, the Falston Pharmacy in Falston, Walker's Pharmacy in Newton, and Allen Drug in Stanley. Nexium. Yes, Nexium is now available over the counter. And don't forget about their old favorites, including 2 Old Goats Arthritis Salve, Geritol, SSS Tonic, and Raleigh Salve. You'll feel much better after a visit to Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville.
We all hear about how good the barbecue is in Lexington, Greensboro, and in eastern North Carolina. But here in Cleveland County, we all know that the best barbecue is here. At Alston Bridges Barbecue, Kent and Linda Bridges and their family make sure the staple of their restaurant is the best barbecue. Your choice, pork, beef, or chicken, plus delicious sides, such as slaw, beans, fries, and hush puppies. The best since Alston and Mabel opened in 1955. Alston Bridges Barbecue, 620 Grover Street, right here in Shelby.
Everybody's crap.
Go.
All right, we are back for the second quarter. Cleveland County Football Jamboree. Kings Mountain 21, Polk County nothing. And for Polk County, it's a 2nd and 2 at their own 41.
First quarter dominated by the Mountaineers. 3 possessions, 3 scores. But let's see if Polk County can cut into this lead here as we start the second quarter.
Shotgun, 2 backs, receiver left side. Wheeler. Quarterback keeper pitches the football. And nothing doing. It's going to be a big loss for Polk County back to the 37.
And that was one of those plays, as you saw as watching this game, Rob, wherever you might be here tonight watching the broadcast, Kings Mountain had that covered from every facet, from quarterback to the running back.
I'm very impressed by the pursuit of this Kings Mountain defense so far in this game. They are really around the football. Great job there.
Rob, the big difference I've seen defensively for Kings Mountain, they are just too big for this Polk County offensive front.
Absolutely.
3rd and 6 for the Wolverines at their own 37. Back to throw. Wheeler breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's to the 40 and stacked up about the 41.
Yeah, I thought, Andy, he hesitated. I think maybe if he would have maybe just tried to get to that sideline right at that marker, he might have had a slim chance to get the first down. But good pursuit once again, and it's 4th down. And Polk County, again, Rob, been in too many 3rd and long situations so far in this game offensively.
You know, you watch their offense just not geared for those 3rd and longs. They need to be running downhill. We see that with a lot of teams, especially in high school football. Those 3rd and long situations are not a good place to be.
Polk County will punt it from their own 30. Mountaineers back near the 30 to receive it. And there's that left-footed kick. High end over end. Nice punt. Taken at the 33, 35, 40, 45 midfield into Polk County territory, and a flag comes in late.
That was Sean Adams on the return. And, Andy, I was getting ready to say Kings Mountain was going to have field position once again in Polk County territory, but let's see where the penalty of that flag that was thrown right after the play.
Guys, I'm wondering, it could be a horse collar.
Well, no, they're going to call a hold. And you're right, Rob. It was very close to a horse collar as well.
Was.
But they will move it back. Of course, reminder after this game, it'll be Crest and Northern Guilford. Of course, Northern Guilford, 3 of the last 4 state titles they've won in 3AA. Crest has been to 3 of the last 4 state championship games. And what an unbelievable game they had last December just right up the road at Sid Bryson Stadium. And that'll be followed by Burns and A.C. Reynolds. Jeff Jones and Brent Pesco will have the call of that one. And the nightcap, the defending 2A state champions, Shelby Golden Lions against the Forest View Jaguars. Just, I'll tell you, Rob, if you can find a better event of high school teams and tradition tonight around this state, I'd like to see it. This is a great night.
One of the premier scrimmage jamboree type events in the state here in Cleveland County.
Mountaineers in the gun on 1st down at their own 37. Here's a handoff over the left side, 40-45, midfield. Some hard running there.
That was McLean again, and Rob. Not only are you
seeing, I think it's McClooney. That was
Jared
McClooney.
That was McClooney.
And Tim, the thing I like right now that we're seeing is you've jumped out in this scrimmage. You're up 21-0. You know you're playing well. Now something Kings Mountain gets to do that they maybe hadn't had a lot of opportunities to do. Other kids now getting the opportunity to make some big time plays and get a lot of playing time for Kings Mountain.
Yeah, and not only I was going to say they speed wise, but physically really dominating as well.
Absolutely.
First out at midfield for the Mountaineers. Bell going to throw it, caught at the midfield stripe, 45, 40, and down to the 35-yard line, Jake Merchant on the reception. Jake had a great year last year, and I was really impressed with him, guys, last season.
The thing you liked about him is he was tough as nails. I mean, it seemed like every time he was getting his hands on the ball, there was contact, and he fought through the entire play.
Rob, I was just thinking about, gentlemen, we'll see a lot of games. How good has this SMAC conference got the possibility to be when you think about a much, much improved Kings Mountain team, a Crest team we're going to see next, a Shelby team that is loaded once again, a Burns team that has got a lot of talent. It is going to be fun in this county.
Bell handed off up the middle to number
McClooney.
28, and that is J.R. McClooney.
Tim, the only thing I can say about the SMAC is poor Tom Brown.
Yeah, we will we'll be there, gentlemen, in October when Crest visits East Burke in the SMAC conference action later on in the season. But Tom Brown, hard to believe, in his 70s, came back. Is coming back to coach at East Burke.
And if people don't know, not very excited about playing in this conference, from what we understand.
2nd down and short. Handoff over the left side. Nowhere to go this time. A loss.
Good play by Jason Chubbed on the play to make the tackle, and it'll be 3rd down and about 4. Not only, Rob, do the Crest Chargers go up to East Burke, they get a visit from the Shelby Golden Lions this year as well. East Burke kicks off their season against Freedom, another team I know you think is going to be tough in 3A.
We talk about the 2A Rockside 11, the 3A Rockside 11. One thing that I've noticed is that was put together. There's some great teams in 1A and 4A, but when you look at the depth from top to bottom, I think 2A and 3A are the tougher of the classification.
Yeah, I agree with you.
3rd and 4 for the Mountaineers. Bell in the gun. Double wides right, a receiver to the left. An audible called by the Mountaineers. Bell rolling to his right. Goes down the field. It's caught, and it's a first down. Mountaineers at the 23-yard line.
And that time, once again, that was Sean Adams. And Adams is another guy, Rob, that we saw from time to time last year. He may not get the recognition that Crocker and Merchant, but he's a nice receiver.
Got very dependable guys out there to wide receiver spots. If you're Coach Lloyd, you're very confident in your passing game with those receivers and a quarterback like Bell.
Pick up down to the 21, 1st and 10 Mountaineers at the Polk County 21. Swing pass left side to the 20, 15, 10. Still on his feet. Touchdown.
Tico Crocker with another touchdown, and it is 27-0. And, Andy, not only was Crocker not touched, I don't know if the quarterback Bell for Kings Mountain has even been touched tonight by that Polk County defense. He gets that ball out so quick. And, Rob, you're seeing a physical advantage. You're seeing the speed advantage. And this has been a dominant performance, no doubt about it.
And we talked about it, this offensive line being led by Graham Keeter. And what a great job they're doing tonight protecting their quarterback and opening holes in the running game.
Ledford will attempt the extra point. It's up, and this time it is good. 7:21 to play. The second quarter of this two-quarter jamboree contest, and Kings Mountain leads it now 28-0 over Polk County.
We'll be back with more of the Cleveland County Jamboree right here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Tickets are now on sale for this year's American Legion Baseball World Series, August 14th through 19th at Veterans Field Keeter Stadium in Shelby. General admission tickets just $35 for the entire series. And on August 13th, it's the Celebration of Champions concerts featuring Acoustic Syndicate and Rodney Atkins.
Sitting in 6-lane backed up traffic, horns are honking, I've about had it.
Tickets now on sale for just $25. Gates open at 6 p.m. at Veterans Field Keeter Stadium. For more information, go online to AmericanLegionWorldSeries.com.
7:21 to play in the first matchup tonight in the Cleveland County Football Jamboree. Kings Mountain in control, 28-0 over the Polk County Wolverines. And Ledford will kick it off to Polk County. And so far, Ledford has gone the squib kick route. And he does it again. Taking it to 40 and down there.
One thing about it that's interesting in this game, Rob, even though Polk County has not moved the ball, they've had pretty good starting field position, just really not been able to take advantage of it at all in this ball game. And as Andy mentioned, another short kick, and let's see if Polk County can do anything in this game here midway through the second quarter.
One thing about this stadium, guys, give Gardner-Webb credit, very smart. The home field, now the opposite side, the home side, so all the home folks get to sit in this nice shade as we look across the field, the visiting crowd sitting in that hot, hot sun.
Wheeler in the gun on first down. Wheeler going to keep the football rolling to his left. Now going to get rid of it. And
it's picked off.
It is intercepted at the 45 to the midfield stripe. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. It's a defensive touchdown for the Mountaineers.
And Andy, there was not a late hit, but a clip. I could see that right in front of me. That may bring this one back right when he was coming into the end zone. Really no need to do it, but a great defensive play. And, Rob, not only are the Mountaineers in charge, they are making big play after big play so far.
And if you're a Kings Mountain faithful, you're just excited about what you're seeing, guys. It's a new day. It's a new opportunity. Everybody's back to 0-0 going into the season. And the first time where you've really been unveiled to your fans, man, you got to be excited if you're a Kings Mountain follower.
Mark off against the Mountaineers back to their own, or actually back to the Polk County 44-yard line.
Yeah, that'll take away the touchdown, so keep it at 28-0. We also understand, guys, not only, as you can see, are the numbers of the Mountaineers on the back of the jerseys, also on the helmets tonight. So that's very interesting as well. And, Rob, I think we'll see. One thing about the Mountaineers, we know they wear a lot of different looks. We've even seen them in that all-dark color several times with their home games. Probably will happen this year. Of course, they kick off their home season with East Gaston, Rob, in a couple of weeks over at John Gamble Stadium.
And I think, East Gaston, the squad has struggled over the last few years. And, hey, a chance for Kings Mountain to get off to a wonderful start. It looks like we got a timeout, guys.
We'll take it right here at the 6:59 mark. Kings Mountain leading Polk County 28-0. And we're back with more of the Cleveland County Jamboree on KTC Broadcasting.
At B&B Buildings, you'll find just what you're looking for in carports, garages, and metal coverings. Great for outdoor picnic areas. They've got RV covers and side entry carports too, with great pricing and friendly customer service. You'll enjoy your shopping experience. B&B Buildings also carries portable patios with swing options and great play sets for the kids. B&B Buildings, 2104 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, 2261 Lincoln and Highway 150 East in Cherryville, and the new Perennial Grove location, Highway 16 in Denver.
6:59 to play in the contest. Kings Mountain leads Polk County 28-0.
Coming up next, right here on KTCBroadcasting.com, Game 2, the defending 3AA West champions, the Crest Chargers, taking on Northern Guilford. Rob, they've played 3 times in the playoffs, twice in the state championship. We know Northern Guilford won it by a point in 2010.
I believe this is their 3rd meeting in this jamboree.
The 3rd meeting in the jamboree. It's hard to believe 2 teams 3 hours apart. And, Rob, I got to ask you, where did you rank that Crest Northern Guilford, that unbelievable overtime win for Crest that we had on KTC Broadcasting last December? Where did you rank that at some of the greatest playoff home games? Would you rank it in the top 5 all time?
Oh, absolutely. I think it goes right up there with the game against the Mount Tabor game.
West like Charlotte?
That. Yes, it's just a great win.
Shotgun on first down. Handoff over the left side. And I believe we got the second unit in there now for the Mountaineers.
And we may even have seen the change at quarterback, Andy, but let's double-check that.
I believe that is Darren Burns is checked in at quarterback.
So Burns is in, the sophomore quarterback, talking with head coach Greg Lloyd. And, Rob, we were talking about last year. I don't know if a team, not only were you so young, but it just seemed like every week Kings Mountain was having not only one, but maybe multiple injuries.
Oh, the injury situation. You talk about a team that had to feel snake bit last year. It was this Kings Mountain squad. I'm like you, Tim. Every week we were talking about somebody else was hurt for this team.
Burns in the gun. He's got double wides left, receiver to the right. Burns, quarterback keeper, trying to turn the corner. He spun down at the 40-yard line.
You know, Tim, we'd hear Coach Lloyd talk about in interviews. You know, we just want to come into Friday night with enough guys ready to go. I mean, that was kind of where they ended up with the end of the year. We were talking about, ending the season with that loss to East Burke was just unbelievable.
Yeah, hard to believe that Kings Mountain, the only team last year, and it really is. It did not win a SMAC conference game, but I can guarantee one thing, Rob. I'm gonna take a pretty easy bet here and tell you that will not happen in 2014.
There will not be an 0-8 season for Kings Mountain in the SMAC this year.
No, I think that's pretty obvious.
3rd and 6 from the 40 for the Mountaineers. Burns rolling back to throw over the middle and incomplete. Underthrown at the 25.
Receiver trying to make a sliding catch, but it hits the ground, and it will be 4th down. The Mountaineers had scored on their previous 4 possessions. And let's see here, Rob, Polk County Church are probably going to look at going for it here. Oh, no, they are going to punt, I believe, Andy, after thinking about it. I think they will be punting, as that will be Ledford to come in for the Mountaineers, the senior.
Jared Ledford will punt it from the Mountaineer 45-yard line. Polk County back near their own 10 to receive. There's the kick from Ledford. A low liner hits down at the 12. Picked up at the 7-yard line, back to the 10 to the 15.
And that was Jamal Wheeler, the quarterback, who also, as we've mentioned, is on kick and punt returns.
I don't know about risking your quarterback on the returns, Rob.
Yep, no doubt about that. That's and Rob, Andy making a couple of adjustments, getting ready for our next game, but I agree with you on that. Andy, your thoughts about the Mountaineers so far in this first game tonight?
Very impressive. Great mentality exhibited so far by Kings Mountain in this Cleveland County Football Jamboree. High formation. And we got movement up front by Polk County.
There you see a shot, Andy. The Crest Chargers have made their way right down to our right as they get ready. We talked about for this 7:30 kickoff. Rob, one of the big stories about Northern Guilford, not only is they continue to be a powerhouse, what about the return of Johnny Roscoe? 3 state championships. Who would have ever thought? A lot of people thought he was, after winning that championship a couple of years ago, that he may be done with coaching. Comes back from South Carolina, and A lot of people believe they're one of the favorites due to that fact again this year.
I tell you what, he is a great coach. Doesn't make a lot of friends, but, man, he's a good coach.
That's for sure.
Wheeler, quarterback keeper, he's to the 20, 25, 30, down the sideline, 40. He's driven out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
And a great play that time by Wheeler, one of their biggest plays of the night so far. And gets them a first down. That shows you the athletic ability of Jamal Wheeler, the Polk County quarterback.
And guys, for this squad to experience success, for this for this Polk County squad to have success, it's going to be on the shoulders of Zach Wheeler this year. He's going to have to be the young man to really make things go.
4:55 to play in the contest. 1st and 10, Polk County, their own 44. Trips stacked to the left, receiver to the right. Wheeler going to throw it out of the gun over the middle, and is it caught? Yes.
Yes.
In Kings Mountain territory at the 48.
Look, that was number 80, I think, for
yeah, that was Joshua Cormier, the senior, who made the catch.
And if you're Polk County at this point, guys, you just want to see some positive things now the rest of this scrimmage. As we're seeing here, get some good momentum offensively, move the football, and know you have some things that you can build on coming out of tonight.
Polk County quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Back in the eye, receivers split left and right. Wheeler hands off up the middle for a couple, maybe three. And it's going to be 3rd and less than a yard at the Mountaineer 46. 3:50 to play. Preston Northern Guilford on the way next at the Cleveland County Football Jamboree on KTCBroadcasting.com.
See Northern Guilford warming up in one of the practice fields right across on the behind the visitor's side.
Wheeler in the gun, trips right, receiver to the left. Wheeler takes the snap straight back in the pocket, now rolls to his left. Gonna get rid of it, goes down the sideline, incomplete at the 2-yard line, and Chupp couldn't quite get there.
He was open, but a little bit overthrown, and as you mentioned, couldn't bring it in on that sideline, and it will be 4th down for Polk County. 4th and 1.
Wheeler showing some arm strength on that rollout pass out of the gun. So 4th and short for the Mountaineers, for Polk County at the Mountaineers 46. Quarterback keeper Wheeler's got the first down and more. He drives out near the 40.
Rob, give me your thoughts as we get the regular season, or Kings Mountain does. Your thoughts about the Mountaineers and the Hunter Huss Huskies next Friday night right here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
I'm like you, too. It's going to be interesting to see how the coaching change affects Hunter Huss. But, again, Kings Mountain coming out of this out of this game tonight, coming off of what happened last season, they have got to be really positive about what they're seeing. And, again, they're going to go into practice this week for Hunter Huss. Man, they're going to be excited to get ready for that football game to open up this season.
Polk County in the eye with the receiver left and right on first down at the Mountaineers 40. Time running out in this contest. Handoff. Wheeler on the quarterback keeper is spun out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
Did a good job of initially fooling the Kings Mountain defensive line and got a nice first down gain. Clock stopped at the 2:36 mark. Rob Kress and Northern Guilford combined 26 wins last year. We'll see those two teams. And two teams that really have not ended their season in November in quite a long time.
And I think, Tim, it's a situation where some healthy respect between these two programs.
Yeah.
If you're Northern Guilford, Tim, how many teams are going to make a 3-hour, 4-hour trip to come play in a scrimmage?
I don't know if I've known a team that's going to drive 3 hours to play in a scrimmage.
No.
Shotgun, Wheeler, quarterback keeper, pulled out at the 30.
And, Rob, that kind of goes back as we see a nice game for Polk County. That kind of goes back to the fact of who are you playing, not only preseason, but we've talked about how many teams have we seen in the past. Yeah, they've got a great record, but who have they played?
Hey, man, give Shelby credit. They started their scrimmage schedule with that Irwin Independence Gaffney deal over there at Shelby High School. Crest started with Forest View. Crest tonight with Northern Guilford. Shelby with Forest View tonight. For really good teams and teams you know are going to be successful, you want that competition.
High formation, handoff left side. running room across the 25 to the 23.
And I know, Tim, with Kings Mountain tonight, Polk County maybe wasn't the best competition, but right now where Kings Mountain was coming from off of last year, they didn't need to see independence.
Right.
They needed confidence. They needed to show these young men that when they strapped those helmets on and they were ready to go, man, they could beat some football teams. And to me, this is a confidence builder tonight for Kings Mountain, something they desperately needed going into this season.
Well, they've looked very impressive as we wind down to 135 here in this opening game tonight.
Second about 4. Wheeler in the gun. He's got trips to the right, a receiver left side, one back. Wheeler rolls to his right. Still rolling. Throws it up for grabs in the end zone.
It's caught.
It is caught for a touchdown.
And it looked like, Andy, that 2 Kings Mountain defenders had a chance at it. Maybe he jumped a little early, and it was Tanner Garrett who brought it in to make it 28-6, and that was just one of those plays. Well,
I'm going to close my eyes and see what happens on those plays.
Polk County would love to have a few more of those in the regular season.
Hey, but we talked about it. If you're Polk County, that's what you wanted here to end this scrimmage, something positive to happen.
So it's a 28-6 game, and they will try the extra point to make it a 3-touchdown game here late in the second quarter. And, Andy, I believe that's Marino to try the extra point.
Anthony Marino kicks up, and it is good. So Polk County on the board, 1:18 to play in the scrimmage. It's Kings Mountain 28, Polk County 7.
And we're coming back with more of the Cleveland County Jamboree on KTCBroadcasting.com.
They've got it all at the Bargain Station Outlet in Shelby. Planning to travel this year? Then come see the big line of luggage. Need small appliances for the kitchen? They've got that too. How about toys for the kids? They've got a big stock of toys, plus jewelry and watches too. Like we said, they've got it all at the Bargain Station Name Brand Outlet. The Bargain Station Name Brand Outlet, located at 4400 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right next to Honda Motorcycles. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Don't forget the name, the Bargain Station Name Brand Outlet. Looking for hard.
1:18 left in the contest. Polk County on the board, 28-7. Mountaineers lead it. And Polk County will kick it off. Marino has it teed up. Let's see if he goes for the onside here. Marino will kick it. It's a pooch kick. Taken at the 21-yard line. And down at the 24.
So that's where Kings Mountain will take over 1st and 10 from their own 24. That, once again, I believe was Crocker on the return for the Mountaineers. Rob, I believe in our next matchup with Creston Northern Guilford, 2 teams in the 3A rock solid 11, and we won't give it away, but I believe we're ranked pretty high going into 2014.
Follow me on Twitter at Rob Roop, and you'll get an early look at those first.
Is there a picture of you anywhere on that?
Absolutely. Well, you never know. You just may have to check some things out and see. But follow us on there, and we'll keep you updated. We'll remind you about the games, about the broadcast coming up, and as you always at whatsupshopper.com, a lot of avenues to find out some Chris Charger news around the area.
Kings Mountain football at their own 24 with 1:13 to play. Handoff right up the middle. Across the 25 to the 26.
Here you see a good shot of our score in this first game, 28-7 Kings Mountain, a minute left. Creston Northern Guilford coming up, followed by Burns and A.C. Reynolds, an A.C. Reynolds team that made it to the 3AA state quarterfinals a year ago. And that'll be followed by in the nightcap, the Shelby Golden Lions and the Forest View Jaguars, 2 teams that had a great 2013 seasons.
Tim, let's give a big shout out to the folks who may be watching us on Ustream tonight that are at the Legion World Series. So 2 big events tonight, and a chance to, if you're over there, maybe watching us tonight and those baseball games.
There's a direct snap to a running back for Kings Mountain and nowhere to go.
And Eddie, I'm not so sure that was. I think he hit the quarterback's arm and went into the running back's kind of in his gut. That you don't see that very often.
I think you averted disaster right there, Tim. As you said, I think just bounced off the quarterback's arm and was going to head a different direction.
And I believe that's going to wrap up this first game of the Jamboree here tonight.
Impressive performance by the Kings Mountain Mountaineers as they win the first contest in the Cleveland County Football Jamboree over Polk County 28-7.
We will take a break and we'll come back with game 2, Crest and Northern Guilford. Stay tuned. We'll have the call. Tim Foster, Rob Roop, Andy Foster from Gardner-Webb University. You are listening and watching the Cleveland County Jamboree on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Wood flooring for your home? Look no more. Head to Baird's Floor Company in Kings Mountain. Right now, in stock, Gunstock hardwood flooring is on sale. Get 3/4 inch by 3 1/4 inch wide Gunstock wooden flooring for only $3.99 a square foot. All for good while the supply lasts. And remember Baird's Floor Covered in Kings Mountain for your wide width vinyl and carpet. Available in 13.2 and 16.4 foot widths. Get your free estimate today from Baird's Floor Covering on the Dixon School Road in Kings Mountain. Open Monday through Friday 8 to 5, Saturdays 8 till noon. Comfortable just got more affordable. From Bill Schifrin Heating and Air Conditioning in Shelby and American Standard. Keep cool this summer with one call to Bill Schifrin Heating and Air and get up to $1,100 in rebates. Plus, ask about special financing available on famous American Standard equipment. Call 704-484-0025 or drop by their office at 213 Campbell Street in Shelby. Get up to $1,100 in rebates now on American Standard. Bill Schifrin Heating and Air and American Standard, where your comfort is our concern.
Blanton Cars is slashing down payments. We offer down payments as low as $500. We are the most experienced buy here, pay here dealer in Cleveland County. We have cars as new as 2010 models that we will finance in-house. We don't look at your past credit. Your job is your credit here. We have payment plans to fit your budget. Stop by today and let us put you in the car you deserve. Blanton Cars has 2 locations to serve you in Shelby. East Dixon Boulevard, across from Super 8 Motel, and West Dixon Boulevard, next to Meineke Mufflers.
The Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant is celebrating 30 years of serving the folks in our area with the finest in seafood, steaks, and chicken. For over 30 years now, the Captain's Cap has been bringing you great seafood at a reasonable price in a clean and friendly atmosphere. Dine in or carry out. Visit one of their 3 locations.